This week we're talking one limited set review, new Phyrexia All Is One. Don't forget to check out our socials, links in the description, and there will also be links in the description to rate the cards yourself if you'd like to use the Google Forms that you see in this video to rate the cards. Links will be in the description. When we do these ratings, we give everything a rating from 0 to 10. We're going to kind of quickly go over what at least I feel each number represents. So a 10, best cards in your deck at all times, will win you many games alone and can win you the game from behind. It has to be answered immediately or it will win you the game. 9 is like the best cards in your deck usually, unless you have a 10. It can be left unchecked. If it's left unchecked, it'll win you the game. It's splashable. You'll go out of your way to play it. But it doesn't always immediately like impact things, but it will win you the game. 8 are the top 4 cards of your deck. If you give someone 8, it's the top 4 cards of your deck. It's the main reason you're in those colors. It's kind of what your deck is trying to do. It's the cards you're hoping to get every game. 7's your top 8 cards in your deck. Premium removal falls into the 7 range. If you put a card above a 7, that means you're taking it over premium removal, such as like murder. 6 is the best 14 cards in your deck. This is the glue, the enablers, the light payoffs, the cards that are helpful to your deck and your strategy. And these cards are always making the cut. You're never cutting a 6 from your deck unless you just have like a ridiculous. 5 are like the bottom 6 to 7 cards of your deck. They make the cut. They're fine. They're 2/2s for 2, 3/3s for 3. They're good, but you're not excited to play them. They're just 4, the bottom cards of your deck. You're looking to cut those. You consider cutting them regularly as you're playing throughout formats. They're just cards you're always considering cutting. Should I cut this? Should I put it in? And they kind of can sometimes fill slots. Like, I don't have a 3-drop, so I'm just going to jam this. That's a 4. 3 are your sideboard and niche cards that are only good in certain situations. 2 are your unplayable cards that you'll sometimes side in. You're not really looking to mainboard those. Or they can just be really narrow cards that go in just like one specific. We're just going to start things off with our multicolored set review for uncommons. This is our Phyrexia All Is One. We're starting off with Bladehold War Whip. This has our first instance of 4 Mirrodin, which is a new mechanic. And basically what 4 Mirrodin does is when this equipment enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 red rebel token and attach this to it. It comes in pre-attached to a 2/2. So Bladehold War Whip is a colorless, a red and a white. It has 4 Mirrodin, so it comes in attached to a 2/2. Equip abilities you activate of other equipment cost 1 less to activate, and the equipped creature has double strike. The equip cost is 3, a red and a white. So it's a 2/2 double strike for 3. And then you can equip it for 5 to something else. And for now, I'm giving it a 6. I think it's solid, but I don't think you would take it over removal.
I think it's a solid 6. I like that it actually helps you in the later game. Like, this has a lot of just value going on. It's definitely a 6 for sure. It's making the deck.
Yeah, I have this at 7. I think it's better than you guys are leading it on to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you guys remember Phyrexian Dragon Engine from Brothers War? You guys gave that higher than a 6, right?
Yeah, but like it did more stuff, right?
This does a lot of stuff though. Like
Phyrexian Dragon Engine drew you like how many cards? Like 3 or 4 cards when you unearthed
You
it?
had to discard your hand, right? But
yeah, but
this gives other things
good.
double strike. That's so good.
Yeah. But it's for 5 mana.
Right.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
I mean, I think it's solid, but I just don't think
a 3 mana
like...
2/2 double striker is already like really good, right?
Like, I don't think there's a world where you're cutting this if you're in Boros at all, like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think like if you see this pick 5, you're derailing your draft for it. Right?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
I don't think I would.
Promise.
You know how I am with equipments. Alrighty. Next up, we have Cephalopod Sentry. It's 2 white and a blue. For a Phyrexian Squid, it's an artifact creature. It's a star 5 with flying, and its power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. This is good. I like it. It's probably like a 6. Realistically, I like it more than a 6 though. But what do you guys think?
Andrew, you're just gonna go after Roby every time.
Okay, that's what I'll do. All right. Oh my gosh, this is like the 3 I've ever seen.
You're
And
tripping.
I think this thing. Are there artifact lands in this set? No. Like this is not going to ever be more than like a 2/5.
You're
Really?
tripping.
You're
Oh,
tripping
this is so
This is
aggressively.
probably
It's
better.
already a 1/5. It's
No.
already
Yeah.
a 1/5.
No.
Yeah,
Which is-
because it's an artifact.
which like sits around and like stalls the game out until it's relevant. If it's just a
Ugh.
1/5,
Please play
Yeah,
all
it's
these
so
against me.
good.
I just
Oh.
this is so bad.
They
this is
get
gonna
so
be
good in multiples.
This is gonna be minimum. If you're in white blue, it's gonna be a 3/5 a lot, easily a 4/5, and it will be disgusting. A 4/5 flyer for 4 is absurd.
Play him.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I think
good.
this is better than the last card.
This guy's vulnerable as hell.
I like it better.
Yeah, I
Alright.
do too. I
All
mean,
right.
yeah, he's like super
Like-
build around you, right? But like,
Yeah.
Remember Michiko's Reign of Truth, Andrew?
I
yeah,
do remember that.
That
This
card
is
is
like
good. This is
that
like
on
Michiko's
an
Reign
X5.
of
I don't know if
On
it's
a
as good as
flyer.
that, but
yeah,
Mitch goes also cast. It was only 2 mana.
Yeah.
But it didn't become the body until turn.
But it beat down your opponent even when
That's
it wasn't
true.
there. Like you got the ability right away.
There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of board states where this is bigger than a 5, and it's going to be absurd.
Like there are times you're gonna play this, but outside of the deck, outside of that, I don't know.
I give it a 7.
7, jeez.
I
I would
like
take
it
it
like
over
a 7.
removal.
Yeah.
All right.
I would
well,
for sure too. But...
I would be torn. Like if yeah,
over removal. My gosh.
Alrighty.
All
at
right.
least on par with removal.
All right. Well, we got Char Forger. It's a 3 cost, so it's 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 red, and you get a 2/3 Phyrexian beast creature. When Char Forger enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 Phyrexian goblin token. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put an oil counter on Char Forger. You can remove 3 oil counters from Char Forger to exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. This is some really nice value on this guy. Just getting the extra body. This guy's pretty solid. Easy 6.
Yeah, I mean a 2/3 that makes a 1/1 is solid. Period. And then just getting counters and like eventually drawing you cards. I think this is leaning towards 7, but I'm comfortable with a 6 for now.
I'm at 6. I like it less than the jellyfish squid.
My heart likes it less, but like deep down, I know it might.
It's pretty decent, right? It's aggressively okay.
Next up, we have Cinder/Ravager. This is 4 colorless, a red and a green for a creature Phyrexian warrior. It's a 5/5. It costs 1 less to cast for each permanent you control with an oil counters on it. And oil counters are just random counters that do random things on random creatures and permanents. It has vigilance. And when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. I think if you can make this cost 4, it's very good. A 5/5 vigilance for 4 is very good. And I think that's going to be not that hard to do by turn 4 in the red-green deck. I still have it at about a 6.
Yeah, I'm a little lower. I'm probably at like a 5 on this. I think it's less just inherently good. It takes like more setup than the rest of them.
I think this guy is pretty good. He's like he might as well be a 7 if you get him at 4 and you get to destroy all the might tokens and things like just the random things that are on the ground there. Like it's pretty good. He kind of cleans up some things for himself so he can
Yeah.
kind of get rid of the
Yeah.
little guys who get in his way. And he's got vigilance too. Like you
Might
could
be a
set up
little
some
better.
situations there too where you just attack in with everything, get 1 damage, and he could kind of be a little board wipe there. I kind of like this guy.
He could be better than a 6 with the 1 damage for sure.
Mhm.
5/5 vigilance baseline where 1 damage doesn't do anything. I think that's at least.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Next up, we have Necrogen Rot Priest, which is 2 black and a green. For a Phyrexian zombie cleric, it's a 1/5 creature with Toxic 2. Players dealt damage by this creature also get 2 poison counters. Whenever you control a Whenever a creature you control with toxic deals combat damage to a player, that player gets an additional poison counter. And then it has 1 black and a green. Target creature you control with toxic gains death touch until end of turn. Yeah, I have this at like 5. It might be better, but I don't know how realistic it is to actually like infect people out of the game.
I think if you can get the infect deck going, like this guy becomes like very high on the mana on the scale here. Like be a
Yeah,
7.
he helps,
But,
right? But
yeah, but by himself, because you can curve out like 1, 2, 3. This guy now they're getting extra toxic on all those procs
yeah,
that they're getting, so that's really good. It's really deceiving as a creature by itself. It's kind of a little weird, that it costs so much mana to do what you want it to do, but inside the deck probably a 7, and by itself, I mean, you're just getting like a 1/5 toxic guy that has death touch for 3 extra mana on top of it. Is probably not
yeah.
that good. It's probably like a 4
It
or
kind of
5.
reminds me of a mix between Spawn of Turg, mixed with Junkyard Genius,
Yeah.
which like
think-
it has like the Junkyard Genius ability, but less good.
Mhm.
I think this might be the best signpost.
It might
yeah.
be.
Oh,
I don't know.
absolutely. It's the
Um,
most aggressive out of all of them.
I mean, it's also defensive, right? Like like what creatures can like actually attack into a 1/5 death touch, like reasonably?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's
I'd
you
have
can.
to see it to believe
It's
it.
like, to me, like I more think of it as Sunbathing Root Wallow, right? Like you swing with the threat of activation, they don't block 2 or 3 times. They're getting a ton of poison counters, and now they have to block it every time, or they're gonna die. Right?
Yeah,
And then if you give them at least 1 counter, it's a 3-turn clock. If they had a poison from one other thing, it's a 3-turn clock. So they don't have all the time in the world to do it, and then you just slowly kill off their stuff until they get something big enough to block it, and then you trade with that thing. Like, I think it's 7 Virgin on 8, maybe. Honestly, I think it's super good,
Nice.
and it turns all your 1/1 little mites into poison 2, and you can just swing at them for free because they don't want you to give them death touch.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's super mana intensive though.
Yeah, but it's like the threat of activation is all you need a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like early, you know what I mean? And then later, you're just killing their stuff off for 3 mana. Like you would take the trade to pay 3 to kill something anytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like late
So-
game. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
this is
I'll
maybe
have
an
to
8.
see.
Like I'm very high on.
All right, then we have Serum Core Chimera. That's a 4 cost, 2 colorless, 1 blue, 1 red, for a 2/4 flyer Phyrexian Chimera. When you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Serum Core Chimera. You can remove 3 oil counters from Serum Core Chimera to draw a card. Then you may discard a non-land card. When you discard a card this way, Serum Chimera deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you can only activate this as a sorcery. That really hurts this card quite a bit. Just the last little bit of text there, activate as a sorcery. It could have been an all-star 7, but really it's probably going to be somewhere in that 5-6 range.
No, I still think it's good. If you could do it anytime, it would kind of be like a 9 almost. Like it would
I
be
mean, that guy would be
absurd.
there. Yeah.
And you don't even have to discard a card, right? You can just draw the card and not do the
Yeah.
3, but just doing the 3, turn in all your, I don't know, all of
Random
your random
cards,
stuff that's irrelevant
Yeah.
right now. Your 1/1s into 3 damage to a creature seems really good.
Yeah.
Uh,
You did mention earlier that there was a plethora of planeswalkers in this set as well. So
yeah,
that might really push this a little higher.
I think there's at least 8, but
That's
I could
pretty
be
good.
wrong.
It's a lot of planeswalkers. So that's something to be aware of when you're dealing your 3.
yeah, I have this at a 8 out of 10.
Woo!
I'm at a
Yeah, it's
7 on
better
them,
than
but
it's better than premium removal. It is premium removal.
it's not though. Like it's deceptive, right? Like it kind of is, but like it's premium removal after you sink 4 cards into it, right?
3 cards, yeah.
Not really, because like like we're gonna see, there's all these proliferate cards too, right? Like you're gonna play a card that like ends up proliferating stuff onto it.
Yeah, and
Like
putting
I
a
think
counter
it's
on
gonna
it.
be way better than you guys think it will.
Like
be.
almost every proliferate card's putting 2 counters on this thing
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's a non-creature
right?
spell and it proliferates.
So you could do it like with 2 cards. You sink 2 cards into it, and then you have a lightning bolt.
Yeah, that's true. Or you draw a
Yeah,
card,
that's
which
insane.
both
yeah.
of those are good, right? Lightning
Yeah.
bolt or draw a card is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the blue-red deck. I think it's very
Yeah, that looks insane. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I give it a 7. Roby gives it an 8.
It's also a flyer for 4.
Yeah, it's a
2/4?
2/4 floor
Yeah.
flyer that blocks everything.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, if left unchecked, it's just going to wipe their whole board, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's insane. Is it my turn?
I
I think it's your turn.
it's my
Ryan.
turn.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Slaughter Singer. This is a green and a white for a 2/2. It's a Phyrexian Cleric. It has Toxic 2. And whenever another creature you control it with Toxic attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So this can't buff itself, but it makes all your Toxic creatures a little bit bigger. And it's a 2/2 for 2. I think it's solid. I definitely don't have it as high as some of the other ones. To me, it's on par with the 2/2 double strike. I give it a 6.
Yeah, I have it as 6 too. Seems good.
A 6 will work.
Additional anthems are always whatever.
Next up, we have Tainted Observer, which is 1 green and a blue for a 2/3 flying Phyrexian bird creature. With Toxic 1, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2 if you do proliferate. That seems pretty good. That seems
know if
really
we've-
good.
Ever said what proliferate does? Yeah.
Oh, did you choose any number of permanents and or players, and then give each another counter of each kind they already own? Which is confusing way of just saying if there are counters, add 1. Right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's good.
So mainly it's oil counters, right? Yeah. Yeah, I
Oil
think it's really
counters,
good.
poison
counters, yeah.
Loyalty counters.
Life like first strike tokens, like indestructible tokens.
So if
Counters.
I
That's
give
a
my
thing.
creature
Not
double
tokens,
first strike,
counters,
does that give it double strike?
Nope.
Okay.
There's
Plus-
indestructible tokens, right?
There are, but I don't know
Yeah,
why you'd
you can
need
get
to.
2 indestructible tokens.
Just in case. You never
Yeah,
know.
this card's insane. It's a 7 for me.
+1/+1
Have-
counters, but I don't think those exist in this format set.
This feels like a 6 to me. It has
Pay
you gotta have a
2.
lot, it's not as impactful as it could be on the board if this is just like an empty board. This guy just coming out there. It needs a lot of pieces around it, but it's still a strong role player, and 2/3 flyer for 3 is pretty good.
Yeah,
6.
that's already like a 6.
Yeah.
Yep. What you think, Ryan?
These are the value engines you need if you're doing the proliferate deck, right? Like you need something
Yeah.
that repeatably proliferates, not something that just says proliferate once. So
Yep.
if you're trying to do it, this is a card that you're definitely going to need. I'm at a 7.
Okay. Ooh. Vivisection Evangelist. It's 5 cost, 3 colorless, 1 white, 1 black for a 4/4 creature. Phyrexian Cleric. It has Vigilance and Corrupted. When Vivisection Evangelist enters the battlefield, if an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. So Corrupted's one of the newer mechanics of the set. And so if they have 3 or more poison counters, it gets to have this Corrupted ability. And so in this case, it's destroying a creature or a planeswalker an opponent controls. This guy is amazing. 7, probably 8 actually.
Yeah. This guy's super good, but it depends on how hard it is to get corrupted. If you can easily and reliably get corrupted by turn 5 in your white black deck, then I'm with you. 7, maybe even 8. If it's a little bit harder to get corrupted and you don't reliably have it by turn 5 or even 6, he definitely goes down a little bit. I'm going to start him off reluctantly at a 6, but he might end up being the best.
Whew.
He might end up being the best signpost.
I haven't seen Okay.
I think it's by far the best signpost. It's like the best reason to do the thing,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I have it at like an 8. I think it's insane. If
Yeah,
you could
this guy's
ever,
got
if it's not that hard to do, it's like a 9.
this guy's got 2 for 1.
But
He might as
it's
well say
still a
vivisection
4/4
2 for 1.
vigilance for 5,
All right,
which
I'll
is
bring him up to
already
a 7.
insanely good.
This guy's
It's
a
not
2 for 1.
insanely good.
That's
4/4 vigilance
insanely
for
good. Do you remember Ravenous Chupacabra? That was like a 4-mana 2/2, Ryan. That
yeah,
was
but
insane.
that always
That was like
killed
a 9.
something.
This is like
This
a flame tongue that
should
comes in
always
and just
kill.
kills something.
Yeah.
And it can
It's
kill a
pretty good.
planeswalker too.
Yes. And
I
there are
mean-
8 of those, right, Ryan?
There's at least 8, I think, right? Like there's one for each color. Then there's Luca. Then there's the blue black, and then
Yeah,
there's
okay, you don't have
Kaya.
to. We'll get to them, Ryan.
Okay, all right,
I believe
all
you
right.
know
Then
all
stop
8 of them,
trying me.
Ryan.
Then stop trying me. Then how about that? How about that?
All right, so,
Catch
so
me outside.
all right,
I'll move up to a 7. That's how.
okay,
That's
yeah,
how.
it's good. It's real good.
If you 2 for
Yeah.
1, it's an 8. Like if you're corrupted, it's an 8 at least, right?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. It's disgusting.
Next up, we have Voidwing Hybrid. This is a blue and a black for a Phyrexian bat. It's a 2/1, has flying, toxic 1, and whenever you proliferate, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Recurring 2/1 flyer for 2 with poison seems insane to me. I really like this card. I think it's better than the double strike dude. I'm gonna give it a 7.
I have it at 6. These cards never play as good as I think they will. Like it looks insane, but I don't know how well it's actually going to play. I have it
I
at
feel like
6.
there's a lot of dorky 1/1 flyers in this set. They're gonna block this thing all the time. I don't know. I got it as a 5. I mean, when it trips, it's fine. But you know, how many times are you gonna? It's just I don't know. I don't think it's gonna really work out the way you want it to.
You have a 2/1 flyer for 2 as a 5.
I threw it out there.
All right.
Okay, whatever,
There's a lot
dog.
of better things. There's a lot of better things out there.
Yep.
This set has
Sounds
a lot of
good.
1/1 dorks.
All right, that's our multicolored. Catch us next time for. I don't even know what we're doing next. Red.
Pow.
Kapow!
Bye.
Y'all on the flip
Pow. Cacao.